So on the 7th day, the person that owned this coin collection contacted me, and they were very sincere on the phone with me and said that they had many other people that were coming to see the coin collection that were really arguing with him about the coin collection and trying to get him down on his prices. And they just didn't have the emotions and the love for the coin collection that I had when I went to see him. I went to see him and I just fell in love with him. I'm looking at everything, my face is all lit up the entire time. I was basically like a little kid on Christmas morning going under the tree and getting all my Christmas presents when I'm looking at his collection. And he told me that he admired the love that I had for this, and he noticed that I didn't contact him back, or I didn't try to argue on his prices. And he explained to me that this coin collection has been passed through generations with his family. Different items have been put into it, and he really wanted to sell it to someone that wasn't just going to try to make as much money on it and sell it and break it all apart. And he just felt that I was the person that was going to keep this collection, as a whole, just keep it forever. So he invited me back over to see the collection. Even though I didn't have the money to buy it, I agreed, and I wanted to go over there and see it. So when I'm over there taking a look at it, my face is all lit up again. I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. And then he asked me, he says, "How much money can you give me for this collection?" And the number that I gave him was just a fraction of what this collection is worth. So he told me, he says, "Listen," he's all, I want to give this to you. I want to sell this collection to you. I almost want to just give it to you." And I told him, he said, "But I want to know more about you." So then I told him my entire story, how I overcame an abusive childhood and how I went to prison, how I was an alcoholic. I overcame everything, changed my concept of myself. And I read, thousands of different books on self-development from all the greats. And I studied and I meditated and I went through all these different, and I was explaining, everything that I went through and everything from my life, where it began, where it is now, creating the YouTube channel, the different businesses that I have now, and just creating all this and everything that I went through. And he literally had tears in his eyes when I told him my story. And he said, "You don't have to give me a penny. You can have this coin collection for free." And at this point, we both just had tears in our eyes. And I'm just thinking back to that feeling state, the feeling state that I created, what I was falling asleep with every single night when I was writing it down. How would I feel? And at that moment, when he told me that, I had the exact same feeling of my wish fulfilled. Every feeling, the same exact feeling that I had, that I fell asleep with. As soon as he told me that, I had that feeling in it, and I felt it, and it was like deja vu, like I had seen it before. Like my imagination, as I was going to sleep, the subconscious mind created this scene to happen that was happening right now. And the only reason that it did happen is because I fell asleep imagining this to happen. And it's just like Neville Goddard went over so many different times, that what you imagine and what you fall asleep with is going to happen to you in the following days. If you create a feeling state as if you already have something and you persist in that feeling state, it will harden into a fact. Feeling is the secret. And once again, I have proved that. So I'm going to go over the technique one last time to make it really crystal clear. It's so simple. You're going to do this before you go to sleep at night. I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write this out, whatever your desire is. If you just want to be a multi-millionaire, thank you for showing me that I'm now a multi-millionaire. Write it down 10 times. Thank you for showing me that I'm now a multi-millionaire. You're writing it 10 times, and as you're writing it, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. Ask yourself questions. How would I feel right now if I really was a multimillionaire? How would I feel? So you're creating this feeling state, and you're building this feeling state. You're submerging, you're dipping yourself in this feeling that it is already done. You're asking yourself these questions. And then as you finish writing this out, you fold the piece of paper, put it under your pillow or your nightstand, keep it close to you. Then as you're falling asleep, you continue just for a little bit, asking yourself questions. How would I feel? You continue with this feeling state. Then you just fall asleep with the relief of it already being done. And then in the morning, you keep the piece of paper. You see it as soon as you wake up. And you grab the piece of paper. You take it with you throughout the day, whatever you're doing. So you have the reminder to keep that in your mind. You're keeping it in your mind all day long, this is already done. I am already a multimillionaire, or whatever it is that you desire. It's already done. So you have the reminder, you keep it in your pocket, you keep it close to you all day long. And the second night before you go to sleep, you're reading it out and doing the same thing. So you're reading it out every single night before you go to sleep. You're not rewriting it. You're just reading it. And you're feeling it. You're asking yourself questions. How would I feel this is already done? It is already done. It is already done. How would I feel if it was already done? Feeling is the secret. You're creating this feeling state. And you do this for 7 nights. It may happen a lot faster. It didn't even take me 7 nights. And this was 7 figures that I got for free. Upwards into the 7 figures this coin collection was worth. I got this in less than 7 nights. Less than 7 nights, I got this to manifest into my world through this technique. So you do this for 7 nights. 7 nights. It might come to you the second night. It might come to you the third night. It might come the 7th night or 8th night. But it will come to you if you do this right. If you do it right, you create this feeling state, because whatever you fall asleep with doing or feeling, it's going to happen to you in your 3-dimensional world. It has no choice to if you can create this feeling state. So be overwhelmed with gratitude, appreciation as you're falling asleep. This is already done. You're already this person. You already have it. You're already complete. You're falling asleep in the complete state, and just allow the subconscious mind to attract these things to you. Your assumptions are going to attract these things to you. You're just going to get whatever you want. And if you're having any issues focusing on this feeling state where your mind is just drifting everywhere, you're not able to really capture this feeling, I've created a free PDF workbook. It's the very first link in the description. But thank you for watching, and don't forget to give me one thing you are grateful for, or any other content you want me to cover, or anything you want to add to this video. Leave that in the column box below. I read all of the comments. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.
Because of his position. And he came here to Caltech and taught at Caltech theoretical physics. He said, I want the freedom of imagination. I didn't want to be confined with the secrets of government so that I could not express myself. Leave me alone, all in theory. So he goes blindly on with his mathematics and his theory, bringing out these concepts, all theory. Well, mine is not theory. I go into these states.